ununited response in these United States.
All the lights are coming on.
As the COVID-19 pandemic continues its assault.
There will be people who die who didn't need to die.
In parts of the country, empty streets and shuttered shops. In others, it seemed, business as usual.
It's really messing up with my spring break.
Tonight, a look at the varied responses.
She said it's messing up my spring break. Yo, what's up, everybody? Yeah, we're gonna watch this this is like 5 days old, but I found it pretty funny because people are fucking jagoffs, dude. Seriously, people are fucking dumb, and I like to point that shit out sometimes.
Is an attitude state to state, town to town, with some left running to play catch up.
I don't think they realize it can be. It's brutal when you get it.
Earlier this week, with projections that the pandemic could stretch into summer, Vanessa Hudgens drawing ire after posting this video online.
It's a virus, I get it, I respect it, but at the same time, even if everybody gets it, yeah, people are gonna die. It's just terrible, but inevitable?
The actress later apologized.
Yo, this is the thing is, right? Most of us have some common sense, don't we? Most of us do. Most of us see people out there like this and we go, right? But the thing is that there's people out there like this. There's people out there like this, and it's a pandemic. And I mean, all you have to do, you have to be within 6 feet of somebody. Now, I mean, anybody, dude, I didn't leave the house at all today. I'm very, very happy about that. But I did get some good news, though. I got some good news that my job is still going to pay me for the 2 weeks that I have to take off, the minimum, at least the 2 weeks that we're already taking off. But so I'm really excited about that. But I am going to leave the house tomorrow because there's another one of our locations and I volunteered to help clean it. But I figured, I thought that would be a thing to do. It's only going to be a very, very few of us doing it. But it's something that probably needs to be done. So I trust my bosses when it comes to that. And so I'm going to go and do that. And it's for a very limited time. They're very limiting the time. It's only going to be for 3 hours. So I'm happy that I get to, somehow still work. And even though I can't work, I'm still getting paid. My company's taking care of me. And I think a lot of companies out there are doing that. So I'm very, very grateful and very, very lucky for that. So, yeah, it's great news that I got today. So the very least I can do is and they didn't ask me to. They said they were doing it and they asked for volunteers, and I volunteered. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. And because you guys know me, man, I gotta show my gratitude somehow. You know what I mean? I have to show my gratitude somehow. I have to express it somehow. And so everything in my heart is telling me that that's the right thing to do, so it's definitely not a selfish thing for me to want to do that. I don't think. I'm kind of bouting with that in my head. Should I go out? No, but I mean, things seem to be under control here in Tennessee right now. And I don't think it's going to hurt much to go to a place that's not going to be open. There's only going to be a very small number of us, and we're going to be cleaning. So that's yeah, I feel fine about it. Sorry, I kind of had to do that out loud with you guys here, but yeah. But regardless of what I'm talking about here, we have people like this that doesn't seem, I mean, and this is probably just somebody, I don't even know who this actress is. This is somebody who probably just didn't think before she talked, you know? So maybe she does care, you know what I mean? I don't know, but it's the kind of thing that makes us all go, God damn it, why are people so fucking stupid? So we're gonna keep going with it.
Apologized, calling her words insensitive and not appropriate for the situation our country and the world are in right now. And new data released by the CDC showing that it's not just the elderly and vulnerable populations, younger Americans are at risk too. Nearly 40% of American patients hospitalized for the virus were between the ages of 20 and 54. What's unclear is if any had pre-existing conditions.
And you see all these people out just partying
And
living life.
There's also right now the concern, or at least the theory, that some people have already had it and then gotten over it. But it's still too early to tell if you've grown an immunity to it, like it's it's chicken pox or something like that, right? So oh, sorry, I'm looking at chat, and I'm going to address everybody in chat in just a second. I'm really glad everybody's here. Thank you for coming. But you gotta, I don't know, man. It's yeah, it's too early to tell if it's like chicken pox where you never get it again once you've already had it. And how many are like that? The common cold, I mean, you get it 100 times. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know. We don't know yet how this is going to unfold, and because we don't know enough about this particular pandemic. We don't know enough about the illness. So we're still learning what this illness is. We're still learning what it does to people. People have different symptoms. People have symptoms where they have dry throat, scratchy throat, high fever, right? That's very common. Some people don't have any symptoms. Other people lose taste, the sense of taste and the sense of so this is a very interesting thing. But the thing to do here is to as much as you can and try to minimize contact with people. Absolutely. But I don't know if I agree with the president about having everything open by Easter. I don't know how I feel about that. But I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor and I'm not a politician, man. So I don't know what these things, I don't know what the right thing to do here is, other than what I can do, which is really just try to minimize contact with other people. But at the same time, life's got to go on, guys. Life's got to go on, so nobody's telling you that you can't leave your house. Nobody's saying you can't leave your house, but minimize it. Prioritize the reasons why you have to go out. And yeah, we have to be positive, Angelina ATF. You're right. We got to stay positive here.
Carefree in a way that's irresponsible and not fair.
For Amy Driscoll, it's personal. She spent the last week in quarantine, recovering from COVID-19. She spoke out on Facebook to what she called the non-believers, her message going viral.
And I just want people to take it seriously and understand that we all have a part to play.
As of tonight, there are at least 196 reported deaths related to COVID-19, with more than 14,000 cases in all 50 states. But experts say that number is likely far higher due to the lack of testing. In New York, large sporting venues like Citi Field transformed into makeshift triage zones in anticipation of a crush of patients. This soccer complex, now a temporary hospital in Washington state, where the first death from COVID-19 was on February 29th. Implementing social distancing has, until this week, been left largely to individual organizations, cities, and states. On March 6th, South by Southwest became one of the first large-scale events to announce the cancellation of its music and film festival. 5 days later, the NBA suspending all games after a player on the Utah Jazz tested positive for COVID-19. Then this week, on Sunday, the CDC releasing federal guidelines to cancel or postpone events with more than 50 people.
Social distancing can be incredibly effective,
Now, dude, how crazy is that right now? Think about that. Sports are shut down, dude. Sports. Do you know how much revenue sports generates? Just one sporting event, dude. The concessions, selling the seats, it's pure profit. Selling the seats, it's almost pure profit, right? And right now, there's no NBA, dude. There's no professional wrestling. Now, Stone Cold Steve Austin, I just saw him do a thing. I think they did a Monday Night Raw, and there was nobody in the seats. You know, they had it closed to the public, but they aired it and they still did a wrestling show, right? And Stone Cold was interviewed, you know, doing a little promo and saying, "Hey, it was weird. It was weird, but you know, you got to do it. So stay safe, right?" Yeah, universities. That's true. Let me go through here and say hi to everybody, dude. What's up, Cray Cray and Angelina ATF and Rosling, and welcome Delia Sharon. Thank you for subbing. I appreciate it. Eric G, my man. Breakfast Club fan. Dover. Cheryl W. Hounds. Yeah, man. And let me tell you, dude, it won't stop raining here, dude. It won't stop raining. I've seen about an hour of sunshine in the last 3 weeks. That is not an exaggeration. So right now, Baby Blues, welcome. Right now, what we're doing is we're watching. It's an old report. It's about 5 days old from ABC, and they're talking about social distancing and why it's important. So we're going over that a little bit. I'm gonna go over a couple other things too. So let's see what Dr. Jennifer Ashton has to say here. What's up, Yvonne?
in isolation, but in part of other aggressive containment and mitigation measures. But the key is everyone has to be all in.
And states including California, Ohio, Illinois, Massachusetts, and Washington announced the closure of bars and restaurants, along with New York City.
It's surreal. We're going to have to wrap up the bar for the foreseeable future.
By Monday, an avalanche of school closures blanketing 24 states, followed by more in subsequent days. That same day, President Trump released new guidelines.
Avoid gathering in groups of more than 10 people.
And in the San Francisco Bay Area,
these new orders direct all individuals to shelter at their place of residence.
6 counties here in Northern California taking an extreme step, only allowing essential business to stay open. urging residents to stay indoors.
We've been working hard to support our friends who have lost income, as well as support local businesses and restaurants.
The city's famous Haight-Ashbury neighborhood, now a ghost town.
What is unusual is the real lack of tourists. There are a bunch of shops that are closed.
North of San Francisco in Marin County, local grocer Andy Botchich is taking extra precautions infecting carts.
My biggest concern right now is keeping my employees healthy. They're the front line. With 10,000 customers a week, they are dealing with them on a day-to-day basis.
But across the country this week, a very different reality on some of the nation's beaches.
All right, now
videos like these.
Welcome to Miami. Exactly. I couldn't have said it better, Spring Breakers, because this is exactly why I hate living there and I won't live there again. I grew up there. And it's move from a place where you fucking stupid, right? And not everybody, obviously, but you move to a place where there's just a lot of stupidity and a lot of craziness, right? And you move from that place, you don't really pay attention. You realize some people are nicer, people are, but then things like this happen and you realize, okay, it was definitely the place. It wasn't the fact that times changed and generations changed and got better. It's that the place where I live doesn't have stupid ass all over the place. So it's pretty crazy. And this is definitely Miami, dude. And I'm sorry if you're from Miami, but you know what? I'm kind of not sorry because I'm from there, so I get to say that shit.
Outrage with spring break seemingly in full swing.
If I get corona, I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying. It sucks, but...
Listen to this dude. Look at his face, bro. Look at his face.
Dealing with the basis.
But across the country this week, a very
I rewinded it a little
reality
too far.
on some of the nation's beaches.
Look at that. That is so gross. You see all those people?
Videos like these stirring outrage with spring break seemingly in full swing.
If I get corona, I get corona.
Look at his face, dude. Like, he's wasted drunk, and he's saying, if I get corona, I get corona. At the end of the day, it's not going to stop me from partying. Woo! I mean, look, I get it. I was young and I was stupid. When I was living, look, full disclosure, when I was living in Miami and I was that age, I was pretty fucking dumb, and it is what it is. I can't get a time machine, you know what I mean? But the thing is, though, is this never happened. And I still like to think that I was the kind of guy. You know what? I was the kind of guy. I was the kind of guy. Honestly, I preferred to be inside anyway. I'd rather be inside watching TV. I would have totally used it as an excuse to be as lazy as possible. I would have been like, what? Yes. I would have been stupid like him, but I would have been like, I'm staying inside. I wouldn't have, yeah. But this kid is something else, and then they get better.
At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying.
It sucks, but we're going to make the best of it. We're enjoying ourselves.
We're seeing now.
Like, listen to that, dude. It sucks, but we're going to make the best of it by enjoying ourselves. Look, no, you're not understanding. I feel like it's been explained to these people. That's my problem. I feel like it was explained to these people. Somebody most definitely was like, listen, it's not about you. It's about the fact that you're going to get other people sick if you have it. Do you understand that? And I guarantee I could just picture these people going, whatever, dude, I'm partying. It's Miami, Yeah. I mean, even 5 days ago when this was posted, I mean, my social media was blowing up with this footage. People were angry.
Potentially medically reckless behavior on the part of a lot of people who just thought, well, in this pocket of the country, I can still go party, go to the beach, and everyone else can social distance, and that's just not responsible.
In Texas, just yesterday, the beaches looked like this. Now desolate, the governor declaring a public health emergency, issuing lockdown orders.
There's almost no one out and about or anything.
For college senior Jared Dittmer, what started as a fun trip with friends
has
become one full of uncertainty.
They put his name out there, so he probably.
We were just at a bar, a club 2 days ago with hundreds of people, and like we're supposed to go home and potentially give this to our parents or our families or whoever. So it's a really scary time right now. I really don't know what we're supposed to.
But you did it though, dude. I mean, I'm wondering if somebody told him and it was a little too late. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if my man went out and partied and he was all around all kinds of people, just rubbing his drunk, shirtless ass all over somebody else's drunk, shirtless ass, and then like woke up and somebody was like, you know that there's like a pandemic right now, right? And he was like, fuck. I mean, I hope that's the case. I hope it wasn't like somebody told him, you know, I hope it wasn't like a case where somebody told him and then he was like, you know, fuck it, I'm in Miami, I'm gonna go get drunk. And then decided to go on TV and like say something counteracting that.
To do, and we just hope that we can stay safe and get over all this together.
And in Miami, a different tone as the city closed beaches and parks.
But by going
The state's
apart,
governor
guy.
With this on Fox News.
The message, I think, for spring breakers is that the party's over in Florida.
Locals here with a clear message for young people looking to party.
Go home. Go home. Stay home.
Every day the clock is ticking on this
See,
virus.
that's what I was trying to tell you. Not everybody in Miami is fucking stupid. These people are like, yo, go home.
Look back and say that wasn't necessary or we did too much, but we don't want to be in the other position of saying we should have done more.
And we're now being joined by Seema Verma. She heads the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services and is a member of President Trump's coronavirus task force. Thanks for joining us.
No, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Well, Seema, I want to start by going back to those alarming images we're seeing. Triage tents set up in Seattle, calls for the Army Corps of Engineers to help build emergency hospitals. Is our nation fully prepared to take care of the sick?
Well, one of the things that we've been doing is making sure that the healthcare system is prepared. And that's why the president's emergency declaration that he made last week was so critical for our healthcare system. It gives them a lot more flexibility on the front lines in the hospitals, getting rid of rules and regulations that stand in the way of doctors being able to treat their patients.
Today, President Trump was once again optimistic that we have enough respirators on hand, having tapped into the military reserve. But Governor Cuomo of New York said that New York only has about 5,000 ventilators and that the state would require more like 30,000, that the healthcare professionals will have the equipment they need.
Well, there's efforts going on across the board to increase the supply of ventilators. We heard from the Department of Defense
Now, remember,
yesterday that they're donating their.
Remember, this is a few days old, so but I really think they've made a lot of progress there. If you remember, I had my brother on here and Colton Harris Moore, and we were discussing the pandemic and mostly discussing how it was going to affect the economy. But we were also, if you remember, my brother was saying that he believes the biggest issue right now is the hospitals and the lack of equipment, the lack of help, the lack of help that people with other ailments are not getting. So if you think about it, this pandemic is affecting everyone. So regardless of the symptoms, now not regardless of the symptoms, but I'm saying on top of the symptoms of you getting this and the risk of you getting sick, if you're already sick with something else, you're having trouble getting the medication that you need. Because I I don't know if this number is accurate, but I think like 85% of our pharmaceuticals come from China, or at least come from abroad. So, how are we going to get our pharmaceuticals? Things are really, really scary right now, man. People aren't looking at all this stuff. It's not as simple as and open and shut as, okay, well, they contained it in a few weeks. You know what I'm saying? It's causing a serious problem. It's causing a serious problem in our society right now, because on top of whatever the threat is, whatever the threat is from the virus itself, on top of that, if you're hurt or sick, you're not going to get that immediate best possible help that you can get. So you're at risk no matter what. You're at risk no matter what.
Respirators. There was an important step that we took yesterday around asking the entire medical system to suspend elective surgeries and medical procedures. And this is really important because the surgery centers that we have all across America, they actually have ventilators. And then secondarily, the president has also said we're going to buy more ventilators, and we're talking to manufacturers about how they can increase the supply and production of ventilators.
Seema, tell us about why some cities like San Francisco are sheltering in place, and yet other places we see spring breakers still gathering at beaches and bars. How do you get the message to everyone to take this seriously, especially young people?
Well, I think we have to look around to see what's happened in other countries and the incredible strain that it's put on their healthcare system. It really does take every single American playing their part.
President Trump just this week called for 15 days of social distancing. But what makes you optimistic that that will be effective? In Italy, they just added several more weeks to schools being closed. Is that a reality we need to prepare for?
Well, I think the important thing is we're going to have to take this one day at a time, right? So we know right now with the data that we have that these types of mitigation strategies, 15 days to slow the spread, all of the advice in there is the best thing that we can do at this time. But we're going to have to reevaluate at every turn. We don't want to turn into an Italy. And I think what the data shows us is that Italy took a long time to react. Under the president's leadership, he took very strong, decisive, early action to put travel restrictions in place. And that's had an impact on in terms of the numbers.
And today, Vice President Pence announced that tens of thousands of tests are being performed every day. And yet we're still seeing those long lines of cars in Texas and elsewhere, hearing from people with symptoms who are still having trouble getting a test. How do you address that gap?
Well, we've now started, I think, to see an increase in the number of tests. I think we've activated the private market, and every day we're seeing the number of tests go up. Now, that being said, I think the American public should be prepared to see that we're going to see an increase in the number of cases because we are doing more testing.
Is there a note you want to give to the country?
Well, I do. And I think it's important that we all know that we will get through this. It is hard. It's difficult. And every single person in this country is being impacted. But if we all work together, abide by the guidelines, the faster we do that, the faster that we'll get through this.
Again, thanks for your time. Appreciate you being here, Seema.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube.
Yeah, so that's pretty wild, man. That's pretty wild. So again, guys, stay safe out there. Do everything you can. It's tough. It's like she said. I believe that. I think we're still there. I don't think things are exactly looking up yet, but I definitely think that we're headed towards a path that things are going to start looking up. Everybody's kind of pulling together here. This kind of thing is the kind of thing that can either make us or break us as a society. You know what I mean? And And even if it breaks us, guys, even if it breaks us, which it might literally do so, it can be a learning tool. It could be something where we heal up, and we you know, and we're a lot stronger the next time. You know what I mean? So I want to have that mindset. That's the kind of mindset that I would prefer to have myself personally. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and flip script a little bit here, guys. So my friend John Crimes, he just put up a video. I didn't ask him for permission to play it, so I didn't, so I'm not gonna. But he just put up a video about the Evelyn Boswell case. And if you guys don't know Evelyn Boswell is a 15-month-old girl here in Tennessee. And it's crazy. I remember I got the Amber Alert for it. And I remember looking at the Amber Alert because there was no information on it when I got it. I don't know if it was my phone or what, but it said Amber Alert and it said the city in Tennessee. And I can't remember what city. I have not been following this case, guys. I've been so caught up in the obvious here, as well as the Gannon Stalk case, as you guys know. So I've been very, very wrapped up in that, and but the thing is it's a crazy, crazy case. So I'm just now getting into it. I'm just now getting the ins and outs of it. And John's video is very informative, as it always is. And it was actually kind of funny because he kind of made it into a little drinking game. It was interesting. So if you haven't checked out John Crimes' new video, man, make sure you guys get on his channel and check that out. Now I'm just, what I'm trying to do with this is I'm trying to just kind of bring awareness, and head over to John's channel if you want the information on this case, because I'm not a true crime channel, so I don't but you guys know me and I care about this stuff, and I want to I just want to make you guys aware of this case a little bit. Not a whole lot. I'm not going to go too deep into it. I'm going to leave that to the real true crime creators like Stephanie Harlow and John Crimes. But and I don't know if Kay's covering this case or not. But yeah, the real true crime creators, I leave that stuff to them. I just kind of talk about it freely on here. So let's see here. Go ahead and I am gonna share a video, but it's not John's. Did you guys hear my stomach growl? I need to go make something to eat, dude. All right.
Where is Evelyn Boswell? That's the question on
Crews are searching a North Carolina pond in connection to the disappearance of the 15-month-old. News Channel 5 Sina Salim following the latest twists and turns in this case. And Sina,
now this is an old broadcast too. This is just now since then. I believe it was March 5th. I think maybe something like that. They found her body. They found her remains on her grandfather's property. But this does it does bring you up to speed, more or less, a little bit, not really, but it brings you up to speed, gives you the a little bit of the ins and outs.
Challenges, right?
There has been, and that's because police say that the mother's story keeps changing, and it's that inconsistency that led to her arrest last
Nobody
night
can say that
for
word.
false reporting.
By now, you know this sweet face. 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell was last seen in December, but she wasn't reported missing until a week ago.
Every time we talk to her, her story changes. I'm serious when I say that, every single time.
That's Sullivan
This
County.
guy's not, he's making it clear that he's not even exaggerating, that every time he talks to the 18-year-old mother of this child, every time he talks to her, she changes her story, right? Like every single time. And John is comparing this to I'll give you one guess. I'll give you one guess in chat of the person that this mother is reminding John of quite a bit.
Sheriff Jeff Cassidy talking about his frustration with Maggie Boswell. The 18-year-old was arrested for false reporting after investigators say she gave conflicting statements. The mom has sole custody of Evelyn.
She has been inaccurate, conflicting statements all through this investigation.
We got a hold of Maggie's arrest affidavit, revealing.
Now this is interesting. But man, did you see that little girl? Did you see how precious she was? I don't understand people, dude. Every time I get into these cases and then I get pissed off at myself because I get so angry and I get so sad and I feel like I'm just hurting myself every time I do this, but I have to know. I have to try to understand what drives people to hurt such innocent people like this. I don't get
She
it.
told investigators the little girl was with the child's father, and they were supposed to meet last week to exchange custody. But after further investigating, detectives determined the father is actively enlisted in the U.S. Army and currently stationed in Louisiana, and Evelyn isn't with him.
That child is absolutely precious. She was the perfect picture baby.
But Boswell also told investigators her daughter could be in Virginia, and yet still no sign of her.
Very frustrating.
Look at that little smile, dude. And the thing about this is, right, what this reporter was just saying was she's, the father is in the military. He's serving our country. I don't know what kind of guy he is, but without knowing anything about him so far, and I'll take it back if it turns out different, but without knowing anything about the guy, I got total respect for him. He's serving in our military, stationed in Louisiana, and he's just trying to do he's putting himself on the line to get his to provide for his wife and his baby girl. Now I don't even know if they're together. I know he's the father. I don't think they're together. I'm pretty sure they're not together anymore. But he's serving our country right now, and now his little girl is dead, murdered, and it's infuriating.
Frustrating. 2 months before she's even reported missing, it puts us behind, puts our investigation behind.
Investigators are not giving up.
So she waited. So this child was reported missing, I believe, by the grandfather. I believe. I could be wrong. Like I said, guys, my facts are a little mixed up because there's a lot of people involved in this case. There's a lot of it, and it's kind of confusing for me because I'm just really getting into it and getting the information about it. And there's a lot of there's a few players here that are that are shifty, at least a couple, and it's it's pretty crazy here, and I just don't understand. I'm looking at this child. I'm seeing all the video of her. I'm seeing all the pictures of her, and here you got this girl telling the police that she didn't have any pictures of her in her phone. Why didn't she have any pictures of her in her phone? You know what I'm saying?
taking their search to Wilkes County, North Carolina. That's where investigators also arrested Evelyn's grandmother and William McLeod last weekend, questioning them about the toddler's disappearance. We just learned from our affiliate, McLeod's family owns the land next.
So that's crazy. So they got her in custody. And I think it was for car theft, maybe. I'm not sure. Again, man, I hate doing this because I don't have all the facts. So guys, this is why you gotta log on to John Crimes, man, and because he's the man when it comes to this stuff. And you know when he goes into a case, man, you know he goes in 100. That's how it is. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does with this.
Next to the pond, investigators are searching. The search turned out inconclusive. The reward for Evelyn's whereabouts is now nearly $60,000.
Everyone has their eyes on this case, including lawmakers. Today, lawmakers introduced an amendment to existing legislation now known as the Evelyn Law. It will increase penalties against parents or guardians who fail to report a missing child within 48 hours of that child's disappearance to law enforcement.
Yeah, man.
In the newsroom,
I love that.
News Channel 5.
I love that. Who waits 2 fucking months, dude? Oh, Casey Anthony. Oops. Yeah, I mean, dude, there's now, you guys know me. I'm not that guy. You know, I'm real big on innocent until proven guilty. But the thing is this girl's lying. This mom, she's lying. She's lying a lot. The cops aren't even trying to like hide the fact that she's lying either. Like normally cops keep this kind of thing like short, you know, really close to the vest. They keep their answers short and they're very, you know, secretive. And this dude, this sheriff, he was like, this girl won't stop lying. And I mean, yeah, no pictures in the phone, Angelina. Yeah, man. I mean, there's way too much here that's too suspicious here. There's way too much here. So and the fact that she's in custody tells me that the police, they know it, and now it's just a matter of proving it. So, you know, but again, people, this is a tricky thing because I'm gonna do something just for shits and giggles, okay, guys? Type of 1 if you believe Casey Anthony to have been innocent. Because, yo, almost nobody thinks that Casey Anthony's innocent. Caleb. Oh, Caleb's a clown, dude. The first comment this dude drops in my chat, dude, and he's gonna be a joker. Like this chat, I didn't say type of 2 for anything else, which is really funny. So like the chat was just like dead. Nobody typed anything. They were like, I'm not typing a 1. So oh man. Yeah, man. So yeah, the thing is, all jokes aside, man, this girl, I mean, that's the tricky part because now I don't know what happened to Casey Anthony. What does anybody think happened to Casey Anthony? Like really what happened? Because I think that she overdosed her with Xannies because she used to joke about Zanny the nanny or whatever, right? And then she you know, she gave her too much. Kid didn't wake up, and because she wanted to party, kid died, and then she you know, tried to cover it up. Yeah, I think she drugged her. I think she absolutely drugged her. Most definitely. Hold on. Gotta check my messages here. Oh, never mind. Sorry, guys. This is a little important. But I'm done. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I think that she most definitely drugged Kaylee, and she didn't wake up. But this is interesting though, because let's see. Casey Anthony was a club girl, always going out. Accidentally overdosed her with chloroform while she put her in the trunk outside the club. Right. That's pretty much what I'm thinking too. So and I don't know if this was the case with I don't want to get into too much speculation, because I personally, guys, I don't have enough information on this case to speculate on. I honestly don't. The only reason I'm bringing this case, all I'm doing is I'm bringing the case to your attention. And now I'm following it, and I'm very interested in it because it happened right near me. My purpose of bringing this up here is because I wanted you guys to be aware of it, and check John Crimes out, because he's going to be covering it, and I believe extensively is his plan. So it's a very, very interesting case. It's a very, very infuriating case, and this girl needs to come up with some answers that make sense. That's all I know right now. This girl needs to come up with some answers that are starting to make sense, because she's not making any sense at all. Who says she could be in Virginia? My 15-month-old daughter could be in Virginia. Who says that? What does that mean? What does that mean? That's not gonna work. If I'm a police officer doing an interview, I'm gonna need a better answer than that. What does could be mean? I'd love to be a fly on the wall. I hope that footage for that interview comes out at some point. I'm really interested in the discovery. This is a case that I'm going to be really interested in the discovery when it comes out, if it comes out. I'm hoping that it does. Yeah. And the grandma has something to do with it. I mean, it's crazy, dude. The grandma, man, she's not a very, very nice person from the impression I'm getting from her, but I'm not going to get into that because I don't know enough. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm going to do my homework before I even talk about this anymore. But yeah, man. But make sure if you guys want the hard facts on this, I know Stephanie Harlow put up a video about it. I watched that. And man, I was in circles. She did a great job of, she always does. She's fantastic at what she does. But I was in circles because of all of the people, all of the names that she was naming involving this case, and people to look at and people to be suspicious of, people to wonder and think about. And it was really confusing whose boyfriend was who and it was a lot. So I'm gonna get all this down pat pretty soon. But it's gonna be I'm gonna be really interested to read the discovery on this case when it comes out. Yeah, you look at the Gannon Stock case, right? And the differences that I'm seeing between Letitia Stock and this girl is, and like I said, it's too many names. I can't even remember her name. But the the reason that it's to compare the two is strange to me, because they're similar in the sense that, like, there's definitely something off about her, but the difference is the police, the sheriff is holding press conferences. In this case, he's holding press conferences and saying she is lying, and it's just basically a matter of time before we break her. He didn't say that, but it's you know what I'm saying? He's basically just coming out and saying we're looking at her. Now, he hasn't used those words. I don't know if he's used those words or not. I'm saying he's making it pretty obvious that she is the person of interest. And that was the thing is the police never said anything. You just found out that she got arrested. That was it. Police never said anything about that, about Letitia. Yeah, I mean, that's wild to me how they're going about this case. I don't even know if it's the kind of case that I'm thinking that the cops are doing a good job, or if they're not. You know, I mean, they got enough information. Fair enough. They made arrests, right? They made arrests, and they're making arrests on whatever they can get them on. I don't think anybody's been actually charged with murder yet. But they made arrests. The people that they think are responsible are in custody. But this is a very, very strange method. This is a very strange method for law enforcement to use. It's been used before, but in the Letitia Stock thing, when Gannon went missing, the entire time he was missing, they were just saying it's an open investigation and we're not willing to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. And the last time, and what I love about this is the district attorney in the Gannon Stock case, the district attorney, he went public, and what he opened with in that press conference was, I am not going to try this woman in the media because it's going to hinder their case. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. Is this the best thing for law enforcement to be doing? You know what I'm saying? Are they hindering their case? So I don't know. Yeah. So I find that a little, it's a little different. It's a little different. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they kept everything quiet in the Gannon case. So, I mean, I don't know, guys. I don't know, people. Because now I'm going to be totally, I'm going to be totally enthralled in this because I need to know. I mean, I something to keep me busy, I guess. But it's funny. I've been avoiding true crime, guys. I've been avoiding it. It's really, really weird. I've been avoiding it because I don't, and like purposely too. Like, I started to watch the Tiger thing, the Tiger King on Netflix. I started to watch it. I was like, I don't even really want to watch this, and I turned it off. I found something else. And I know about that story. I listened to a podcast about that case. True Crime Garage did a podcast on that case. It's crazy. I mean, that's a wild, crazy story, but I can't, like, I don't know if that's ever going to happen. Caleb, I don't think that stuff is ever going to get released. Maybe after, maybe after the case is closed. See, I see Jojo Dover. I'm saying I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it, but I don't know. I'll probably end up watching it. But that, and I started to watch the Unabomber thing too. They got a Unabomber thing on there, and that was fascinating. And then I got bored with it, and I was like, fuck this. I don't want to watch this anymore. So guys, the truth. I mean, I'm telling you, the Gannon stock case, man, that drained me, man. That drained me. I lost friends over that bullshit. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, that case just really, really got under my skin. And so I thought I was like true crimed out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought I was done. You can kind of tell that when I'm talking about this case, you can kind of tell too. You kind of tell I'm just, I mean, most of it has to do with the fact that I don't have any facts on it, but I'm still, it's just, damn, and it's happened right near me. It's happened right near me. Yeah, so, and everybody in the chat's blowing up about Tiger. Did anybody watch Place Beyond the Pines? Did anybody watch that? Like, I absolutely love that movie. So like I said, man, I kind of want to do just to pass the time here, guys. Like, I want to go live more often, hang out with you guys a little bit more, and keep things light. I don't want every single live stream I do to be about coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? I want to, and true crime either. You know what I'm saying? Like, so guys, yeah, Netflix recommendations is, yeah, Hunters. That shit is dope. Was it a true story? No, that's not a true story. No, man. Can't be. Maybe. No, really? I don't know. I'll have to look into that. I don't want to do true crime though, Marie. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'll do it with other creators. You know what I'm saying? Like, I enjoyed that. I enjoy it, and I'll talk about the shit here. Really, I'm not gonna cover cases and try to solve them and try to be a sleuth. I'm not doing that, man. I'll explore that stuff a little bit with other creators, who do true crime, and they want to have me on, and that's cool. I would love that. I absolutely love talking about the stuff, but I'm not trying to. Yeah, I end up feeling like there's this responsibility that comes with it, and there is this responsibility that comes with it, and then if I talk about that responsibility, then people get mad at me, because whatever. So I, that's I'll talk about it with other creators that I'm friends with. That's cool. But no, I'm not. Yeah. I wanted to. And I'm not gonna make this, a movie review channel neither. I mean, I'm still gonna talk about this stuff. That's why you log on here. But I don't want to do it. I don't want to spend the next couple of weeks going live almost every day, and it being a bummer every time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do that with you guys. But yeah. I mean, like I said, we're gonna talk about this stuff. Of course, we're gonna talk about this stuff. But I want to have other stuff to talk about too, and I want to have other stuff to share with you guys and interact with you guys with. So that's why I mean, if we're all stuck at home, dude, and we got Netflix, right? Well, let's pick a movie. and we'll talk about it. I'll get people on panel and we'll talk about it. You know, so I want to, I want to have I just want to have a nice balance of bummer to funny shit, fun shit, you know, light shit. Doesn't even have to be funny. I'm just saying, you know, I'm not a fucking comedian. I'm saying just something chill to contrast the nasty negativity that's going on in the world right now. Yeah, man. Yeah, and then I get accused of defending the suspect. But, dude, this is different because we know this person's a suspect. We didn't know that Tisha was a suspect at the time. So I stand by that shit. And I'm not taking it back. So yeah, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. Find something to watch. I rewatched. I'm telling you, rewatched Place Beyond the Pines last night. And that's the thing, man. All you ladies, listen. Most of you guys are ladies. This is a Ryan Gosling movie, people. Okay, and the very first scene is Ryan Gosling with his shirt off. Okay, so that should be enough. That should be enough to get you to log on to Netflix and hit play on that bad boy. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna get something in my belly, and then we'll do this again probably tomorrow. All right, guys. Have a good night.